Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to this beautiful Sunday afternoon here at the Full Throttle Racing 120 here at the Kansas Speedway. We are 1 week away from Christmas. These boys are about to get down here as you ride on board with that James Morgan who just set his last lap, actually. Looks like qualifying does have about 3 minutes left here, or 2 minutes left, excuse me, as we've got about 14 cars qualified so far. Just a couple drivers left here to qualify. Is Bradley Wilson going to set himself up into 7th? Currently, right now, it's Full Throttle Motorsports 1, 2, 3. Saulter, Robby Bice, and Sonny Benfield. Continuing that trend of those Full Throttle guys. Qualifying up front here early. We'll see how they do here as they will start off. And we usually see the qualifying for those Full Throttle guys very strong. But here in the race pace, you know, maybe one or two of them lose a couple positions. Hang out in a little bit in that 8th, 7th, 9th, 10th position range, and then you'll have one guy riding close to that top 5, and then one usually up there in the lead. So we'll see if they've got the race set up under them tonight. As Stan Mayberry has set himself in 5th position, actually, because Brian Chu just put himself into a 4th place position here as well. So good qualifying so far for Brian Chu. Kansas, good track for Kyle Busch. Looks like it's going to be a good track for that 18. Brian Chu here tonight is Josh Carver's coming around to set his 2nd lap, currently sitting 14th in a 31.249 as he goes down the back straightaway. Patrick Ginter, though, just going to set himself up into 2nd place right there as he goes across the line for his final lap, as we'll see Josh Carver cross the line here in just a moment. See what he's got to set for himself as he's going to go down to the apron. Catch a stripe in that number 3, 31.105. That's going to move him up to that 9th place position. So inside the top 10, Josh Carver, but it looks like we got Adam Alzire, Michael Zuver, Ed DeBoer, and Adam McKinney, who still have not qualified, but with 30 seconds left, assuming none of those guys are going to be able to set any qualifying time. So we should have your 17 cars qualified, 4 left, so we'll have a 21 car field here. If those cars do decide to, obviously join up, some people do get in sessions and have other things they have to, maintain. So we'll see. Other than that, we're going to have a good race here tonight at Kansas.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting night. Going to go ahead and get the race info up on the screen. As you see, 77 degrees out here tonight, 57% humidity, partly cloudy with 2-mile-an-hour winds. So not a lot of wind, but track temperature going to go down a degree here tonight. So 78 out on the track as we get out to the regular session. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of the Full Throttle Motorsports racing guys up here in the front, so it's going to be really fun to see Brian Chu splitting that top 5 for the Full Throttle Racing guys. So it'll be an interesting race to see here tonight.
Interesting indeed. It's going to be about one of those races that you're just going to see a lot of the drivers switching positions. Kansas here is a 1.5 mile oval that a lot of these guys are going to be able to take to that mid lane, outside lane. You're going to see just so many varied strategies, open setups, obviously, and going to be just overall some excellent racing. As it looks like you've got majority of your field here gridded up. Chris, we'll go ahead and run through the qualifying grid here if you want to hop on board here with David Saulter. As you see, that number 88 Full Throttle Motorsports of David Saulter going to set himself on the pole position here tonight, as the other Full Throttle guys all through the top 4 right here. Patrick Ginter going to set in that 2nd position. 28 of Robby Bice going to sit in 3rd, with Sonny Benfield in that 4th position. And like Chris said, everybody's saying they got nitrous in their cars. The 18 of Brian Chu going to knock that Full Throttle Motorsports top 5 off. He's going to split them and qualify in 5th position. Full Throttle right there in that 6 with Stan Mayberry qualifying in that 6th position. Logan Rhodes going to start 7th here tonight. Scrappy not currently gridded up yet, with Jimmy Green in that 8th position. That number 23 machine right there. As you'll see Josh Carver in that number 3 machine lining up P9. Chad Hitchcock going to be lining up in that top 10. Bradley Wilson, the 51 machine, going to be starting P11 here, with Collin Forrester in that 12th spot. Casey Collin back going to be in that 13th with Clayton Kincart in 14th. James Morgan 15th with Matthew Fitz 16th. Ryan Sword going to start 17th with Ed DeBoer 18th. Adam McKinney 19th, and it looks like Adam Alzire and Michael Zuver did not grid up, so we will see only 19 cars take to the racetrack currently at the moment But the iRacing pace car going to bring him around this 1.5 mile oval. Looks like pace lights will be off. So they'll get caught up here out of turn 4 in just a moment. We'll be going green flag racing.
Yeah, we'll get to the points shake up here in not too long. David Saulter, one of those drivers that's really needing to do something here tonight. He's currently in last place in 16th, so he's got to really come out here and show something in Kansas, because he's going to miss that cutoff for the bubble going into the round of 12 after this Christmas break.
Yeah, we're going to see some drivers now be aggressive here in this run. I'm sure it's going to be a fun little run. We're going to see some good racing overall. Expecting to see these full throttle guys maybe try to throw it out a little bit more, try to get that finish they deserved here with the successful qualifying they've had. As the pace car is off, they're going to hit the restart zone. Green flag is out. We are racing. David Saulter going to bring the field to green. James Morgan already to the inside lane. He can overtake to the inside before the flag, so that 43 might have just gotten himself a black flag.
Lap to here, check in here in just a minute, but right now David Saulter taken out to a commanding lead. Robby Bice following in behind him. The 18 of Brian Chu. Whoa, you see Logan Rhodes getting a little loose there. He's gonna get it corralled under him though. It's gonna be a little get a little better for him though. He's like he really got a little shaky there, but Josh Carver moved his way up through the field. Whoa, as I say that, he's getting loose.
Say that, loose. 4 wide
behind
behind him.
Back there.
Man, these boys are racing early here at Kansas. End of lap 2. It's going to be David Saulter still out in the lead. Robby Bice moved himself up into second. Logan Rhodes up 4 spots. He's in 3rd position. Bradley Wilson, 7 spots. He's moved himself up into that 4th place. So we're starting to see our field move into shape here as the 18 of Brian Chu to the outside lane. Still holding on to that solid 5th position he qualified here tonight. The M&M 18 Toyota Camry of Brian Chu looking to get a good run here tonight. Hasn't had a great season to date, I would say, so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing that 18 maybe have a solid finish here tonight at Kansas. He showed speed here last season, and with these next-gen cars, doesn't look like he's kind of came to grips yet, but it seems like here tonight, 43 is pitting in. I think he got the black flag.
Yeah, that's what we're hearing. 43 of James Morgan. Looks like having to come down, serve that penalty for that jump in the whoa. As we say that, getting really checked up there. Oh my goodness, just not knowing where the pit lane was, I guess, at 43, but having to come down pit lane now. Robby Bice knocking all over the back bumper of David Saulter, but you see, look at that, Josh. Bradley Wilson low on the apron, trying to get around Logan Rhodes.
These boys are racing, man. I will say, these next-gen cars, a lot of people talk about how they don't like how they race, and I'll say one thing. These full throttle guys put on a show with them every week. I mean, it's really improved the racing. You see a lot of pack racing, where last season at Kansas we saw a lot of separation and a lot of guys just, taking out and running away with it. This season it seems like anybody's ballgame and the open setups. I think it's really bringing a lot to full throttle. I'm loving the pack racing we get here early, and these guys are getting so much more comfortable around each other. And this big pack racing 4 wide, 5 wide, not a lot of cautions as much as they used to last season. Don't want to knock on wood, but in the offseason, it seems like a lot of these guys have gotten their homework done. And all the way up here into this mid-season, getting closer and closer, knocking people out for playoffs soon. It's going to be fun to see how these drivers now race each other.
Yeah, we see a lot of changing up here going in the lead. Bradley Wilson trying to work that inside lane, trying to get he's getting the run on Robby Bice. So now he's got that 88 of David Saulter. Yeah, Scrappy's going to get the run right behind him as well. So Logan Rhodes going to fall in behind Bradley Wilson, going to push him. Whoa! Bradley Wilson getting Logan Rhodes getting a little loose there. Looks like they're going to get it all collected out. But Bradley Wilson now going to be on the back bumper of that Full Throttle Motorsports number 28, or 88, excuse me. Let's see if David Saulter can hold him off, or if he's going to let Bradley Wilson go here.
Bradley might get to the inside lane here. He's not. Saulter has the run down into 3 and 4. We'll see. Saulter's not one of those guys that usually gives you a lot of room. He doesn't want to give up his position, especially when he's out in the lead. We know Saulter loves leading these races. We'll see how hard that 88's going to fight him, but at lap 7, I don't think Saulter's going to go out there and throw his race away. If he has to give a little bit, I'm sure he'll give.
Yeah, you're seeing David Saulter, though, do a really good job. Like we said, he has got to have every little bit of position he can on this track right now. So he's got to finish in front of everybody. David Saulter has just got to do his best, but Bradley Wilson showing that he knows what he's doing up here in these next-gen cars, trying to knock on that door for first place. Collin Forrester now, last week's winner. He won by 1/100th of a second over that Jimmy Green machine. So let's see if he can do something here tonight. He's starting to pull up to that Bradley Wilson machine. So Collin Forrester moving his way through the field again as well. Josh Carver moved himself up 5 positions. Saw him have a little bit of looseness going in early on, but it looks like he seemed to got it, his car corralled under him now, and he's starting to get it going. Logan Rhodes, his teammate. Whoa, it looks like Josh Carver, as I say, he was corralled. It looks like everybody's checking up.
Logan Rhodes, big checkup. Jimmy Green might have gotten to the back of Rhodes right there.
Yeah, you just saw a big checkup. I want to say
Josh
Brian
Carver almost just got his nose cut off.
Bradley Wilson looks like he's passed for the lead. What's happened? David Saulter falling off really hard.
That's what we see, Chris. Every week we talk about it. The Full Throttle guy's already sitting in 12th, 13th. Let's see, Robby's just fell back to 7th, David in 3rd. They've got wicked fast qualifying setups, but something in the department where they're getting in the race setups just doesn't seem like it's coming too into fruition. But you know how those boys get. Every run with the Full Throttle guys, it's as soon as you get in on first pit stop, they're changing something, they're adjusting something. They'll get fast by second or third stage. Don't count out the 88, the 28, the 68, all those guys. Full Throttle guys know how to manage their cars, and just a little bit of those early bugs. But it looks like Saulter's catching back up here. Zidane Colin Forrester is now taking it to the 51. So, you've got some of your guys here. You just hear them saying, oh, car's too loose, car's too tight. That's the joy of open setups. We're seeing a lot of guys already starting to fall off. As the end of Logan Rhodes is one of those as well. He's fallen all the way back to 11th position as he ran all the way up there. I mean, he only qualified in that 7th spot, but, he was all the way up in 3rd at one point. He's now fallen all the way back to 11th. Did you see the 94 of Ryan Sword? He's one of those drivers that's looking for a good finish here tonight. The Sparkle Unicorn guys just have not had as much success as they have had early season. It seems like here early, as I say that, the 94 gets big tight. Oh, now he's going to get loose again.
Woo. He's able to save it.
He is able to save it. That Stan Mayberry machine is just probably thinking, I just want to get through right now. As the 9 is all over the back bumper of Bradley Wilson. He's wanting some lunch money from that 51. He's going to bully him until he gets that position.
Yeah, you see now, but that's going to open up the door for David Saulter. He is starting to tuck back up on the back bumper of Collin Forrester. So now we're starting to look like we're having a bit of a battle here for that lead. Whoa, look at that. David Saulter getting really tight coming into turns 3 and 4. But it's going to open up the door for Jimmy Green now. Look at this, Josh. Jimmy Green up 4 positions. Now starting to knock on that front position. We always know. And once this race gets going, it's going to be a team that has it. And it looks like Rev, they've definitely got it underneath them. They're starting to move up through the field a lot.
Yeah, those Rev guys so far, we know they're one of those teams that always looks very solid. So far, it looks like Robby's got a little bit of damage on that front right fender, Chris. We could have had some contact from that Bice machine that we're not sure of. Well, obviously, we've had some contact from the Bice machine, but we're not sure of it. Look at the race for the lead, man. Woo-hoo! Collin Forrester taking it to Bradley Wilson right now.
Whoa!
Oh, they're
like Colin got loose.
Here comes David. Here comes David. Here comes David. Cut the nose off, David. Do it. Do it. Ah.
He's gonna take that middle to high lane.
Yeah, he's gonna back it off. He had the move there for about a split second, but he'd have had to make it stick, and I don't think he really wanted to get himself into that kerfuffle.
Yeah, that's one of the
very wise move from Saulter, man. We'd have saw last season Saulter would have dove that puppy down and tried to will it off into 3.
Whoa, look at him taking a move on the inside of Bradley Wilson.
That's gonna get the 9 all sorts of loose. He was not expecting that. That's what we like to see from the 88 of David Saulter. Chris, like I was saying last season, down the back straightaway, the 8 would have probably tried to shoot that puppy up the inside into turn 3. But now he waited, saw he had to move into 1. Back in the lead goes David Saulter, and at lap 16, we're seeing hell of a good race right now from these Full Throttle guys.
Yeah, it's definitely one of these races that I'm glad that we are having the opportunity to sit here and watch. David Saulter doing a really good job. Look at that. All the way up the track is the 51 of Bradley Wilson, maybe having a little bit of issue with that car, or maybe he's running a big line because he just got a massive run out of the corner. Coming down, he's going to be able to cut off the nose of the 23 of Jimmy Green, so Bradley Wilson moved himself back up into the 2nd position. Let's see if he's got anything left in that tank to go up here and take that lead back over from David Saulter, or David Saulter is going to be able to hold off that 51, because David Saulter's doing a really good job holding on to that lead right now.
Yeah, Saulter doing an excellent job right now, man. That 88 machine. Excuse me, as I saw the 20. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Jimmy Green having a little bit of a hiccup there, all the way
Yeah,
down
he must
to the
have
bottom of the track.
He must have gotten loose out of.
Oh, caution! Josh Carver.
I hear Adam McKinney saying sorry about that.
Yes, it looks like Josh Carver around. Might have been a bump. Let's see if we can go back and see what had happened here between that Josh Carver machine. Oh, it looks like he got loose there. Got back up on the track. He's still loose. Oh, he's going to get the nose into it. Oh, no. And then the 13 there, you see, that was Adam McKinney. That's where you're going to hear that apology. We're going to see what happened with Adam McKinney. That incident with Josh Carver, that was all Josh Carver. It looks like he just got in there way too hot. And then you see Josh McKinney there getting into the corner of the 77 of Clayton Kincart. Looks like maybe the 13 might have just tightened up a little bit, got it up the track. Yeah, you see that little bit of a wiggle there. That was what it is, or that's what it did. It just had that little bit of a wiggle, and it's about right there.
Oh, it looks like he hit a bump on corner exit.
Yeah.
Maybe got to the gas a little bit too early. He just went up there and around that 77 of Clayton Kincart and Adam McKinney. But you see Josh Carver, big accident behind him. And that too of Matthew Fitz. Is he going to get by? It looks like he is.
Ooh. I thought there for a second he was going to take that really hard right turn into the wall.
It was looking like it for a second, didn't it?
Yeah, but Josh Carver is having a really bad incident there. But we've got a lot of drivers down pit lane right now. You see Josh Carver coming down pit lane. Patrick Ginter is in. Colin Forrester on his way out right now. So David Saulter, Bradley Wilson, Robby Bice, Brian Shue, Stan Mayberry, Chad Hitchcock, all came down, or Stoney Mayfield all stayed out. Colin Forrester, Jimmy Green. Stoney Benfield, I'm sorry. Stoney Benfield stayed out. Jimmy Green, Logan Rhodes, Collin Forrester all coming down pit lane. So right now, the back part of the pack is starting to get a little shuffled up, but what we were seeing is pretty much the same up here in the front. Everybody's kind of just staying out where they're at. As I see Open Roads Racing, I want to say that's Austin Rhodes. It says, miss y'all, go TSUR. Good to have you over there on YouTube, Austin. Miss you too, buddy. As we're going to go ahead and go through your points here, as we've got this caution out, going to go ahead and get those pulled up on the screen for you. Right now, Colin Forrester currently is your leader. As we were talking about earlier, he had that 1/100th of a second finish over Jimmy Green and Ed DeBoer last week. So Colin Forrester had a really good move to get up there, get around everybody, set himself up for that position, and really set himself up to win that race on that last lap. So Colin Forrester currently sitting in the first place position with 47 points. Jimmy Green is going to be in second, Ed DeBoer in third, Bradley Wilson, who has had, I don't know how many wins on the season, currently sitting in that third spot, tied with Ed DeBoer. Then Logan Rhodes is going to be in fifth, Chad Hitchcock in sixth, Matthew Fitz in seventh, Brian Shue in eighth, Stan Mayberry in ninth, Robby Bice 10th, Austin Rhodes is going to be in 11th place, Clayton Kincart 12th, Josh Carver in 13th, William Brown 14th, James Morgan is going to be in that 15th spot, David Saulter in 16th. So David Saulter, like we said, him and James Morgan both sitting on that little bit of a bubble. They're going to have to really get up here and put themselves in a good position. But right now, David Saulter sitting in first place. That could really set him up here. But he's going to have to keep Bradley Wilson behind him. But he's got his teammate Robby Bice going to be starting right behind him, so they could get a really good push. Brian Shue, if he decides to really push Bradley Wilson, they could get up here and take over this lead position.
They really could. I mean, that 88 David Saulter going to get out in first. We see the pace lights coming off on the pace car. We'll go to green this time by. So this is shaping up to be a good race. I mean, 22 laps in, and man, these boys are already racing like it was at lap 120. If they keep going at this pace, it's going to be a pretty quick race, man, with the pace these guys have set themselves at so far. They've got a pretty solid race ahead of us, and I'm very excited to see Brian Chew back up here in the mix of it. He's got himself out in fourth. You see Robby Bice right there back up in that fourth position. So your top 7 did not pit, but 8th on back did. So it's going to be interesting to see now those fresh tire guys try to run through the field here and how they're going to manage to get themselves up here and possibly lead this race.
As I see Austin Rhodes saying, wife's driving, I'm watching. Hey, man, good to have you here with us tonight. As right now, you know, back in the off-camera season, or off-camera section, I was telling Josh that Brian Chew really needed to do something good to set himself up. And look at this. He's up here in that 4th position. But green is out. David Saulter going to get off to a good jump. Looks like the 51 of Bradley Wilson not going to get off to a really good jump. He's going to fall back just a little bit. That's going to open up the door for Robby Bice. He's going to have to tuck into that 3rd position. So Bradley Wilson tucking into 3rd position. But look at that, Josh. Stan Mayberry now sitting in that 4th position.
Yeah, these boys are moving right here off the start. 68 of Stan Mayberry going to move himself up into that 5th spot here as he's got himself to the inside of Brian Chew. As you see that David Saulter machine still out in the lead, we're going to see these fresh tire guys start to bunch up, though, and move here in a moment. They're going to start moving through people like crazy. You see Collin Forrester already got himself up into 5th again. As the 75 right there of Sturdy Benfield got 23 and the 8. He's under attack from Rev Esports guys as they're going to both go to the inside. As you'll see the Rev guys go down to the bottom. And we'll see that 8 of Logan Rhodes go on by Sturdy Benfield as well. So it looks like that 75 starting to fall off here early.
Yeah, that 811 Dig machine just looking like he's not really having what it takes to hold with these guys with these fresher tires. So Sturdy Benfield just starting to fall off just a little bit. Oh, there you go. You see the 82 Ed DeBoer starting to work his way up in here. So now Ed DeBoer going to be working the inside there. But Jimmy Green, Colin Forrester, all 3 wide there. Oh, just for a second. The 18, Brian Chew now sighing a really big sigh of relief as it looks like Bradley Wilson might have got a little loose coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, these boys are digging right now, man. As it looks like who's out there catching up to? It was one of the Sparkle Unicorn guys, 94 of Ryan Sword. Something must have happened that we didn't see. Maybe he got spun around on the restart or something.
Maybe just a little bit of a loose bug, and tires are just not liking what he's throwing at it right now. Definitely not a lot of good things happening for that 94 machine, but it looks like he's gonna go to the top lane here and let these boys go on the inside. Oh, let's see the 68 of Stan Mayberry riding that middle lane. Oh, everybody's getting really loose coming up in here. Jimmy Green getting a really good run on the inside of Robby Bice. Let's see if he can catch up here and get to the back bumper of David Saulter. It looks like he is. Whoa, but it looks like 23 might have decided to go to that middle lane. Let's see if Logan Rhodes, he's going to tuck up and push behind him. So these 2 teammates, so lap 28, we're going to have a new leader. Jimmy Green going to assume the lead here. So having a lot of people really starting to push through here. Jimmy Green going to go up here and cut off the nose, but that's going to leave Logan Rhodes up there on that top lane all by himself. So let's see if Logan Rhodes can get it. Whoa, it looks like the inside lane started checking up. So Logan Rhodes now going to be tucking up to the back bumper. Or here should in 1 second be backing up. Actually, I say that. Jimmy Green's starting to get a really massive run.
Yeah, it's Green out for the lead. You're starting to see these guys that took the fresh tires. And like he said, Robby Bice now under attack to Bradley Wilson. Patrick Ginter on the outside lane. The 38 going to watch out a little bit. He's going to have the 68 come back to his inside here. As you see the 28 actually starting to get a little bit of run back on that bottom lane to the exit of the corner. As he's got full throttle on his outside, full throttle behind him, full throttle in front of him. The full throttle guys, maybe they're under attack, or attacking the 51 of Bradley Wilson, I should say. They are all doing an excellent job of sitting in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and not 8th position, but doing an excellent job so far in a little bit of the group they got. But the 2 Rev guys up here, Jimmy Green and Logan Rhodes, they took 4 tires and fuel, and they've decided to hit the gas pedal. They're running away with this race lead right now.
Yeah, it just goes to show you what it's like to put fresh tires on that card. See the 51, Bradley Wilson starting to get a little wishy-washy. He's wanting to get around this David Saulter machine. See him trying to ride up to the top lane. Whoa! Robby Bice almost got into his teammate up there. 38 of Patrick Ginter. That's somebody you want on your team. You want him out there on the track. He is the guy that's giving the information to everybody. So you want that Patrick Ginter car out on the track so that way you can ask him, hey, what's this? You know, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? So you saw the 8. Ooh, the 28 is getting really loose there, getting almost up into his teammate, but they're going to be battling it out back there right now, too wide. But David Saulter looks like he's starting to run off and leave the 51 machine just a little bit now. Look at that, Josh. Jimmy Green, Logan Rhodes just gone. Already out to almost a 3-second gap. Now a 3-second gap between them and David Saulter. So those fresh tires just goes to show you that they really come into play here later on in this run. Because now these guys are on extremely old tires, and now their tires are starting to morph into what their tires were when they started.
Yeah, for real. I mean, these guys are starting to look really good. Look at this midfield pack, man. This is just a solid race. I mean, these guys are all bunched up. They're all running very equal lap times, very, different parts of the track, and this is just fun. This is entertaining, man. This is what you expected to see with the next-gen cars, and right now, these guys are doing a very excellent job, and the open setups, the time it takes for these guys to tune on them, all the work, very enjoyable to see come to fruition, man. Excellent job from all these guys here tonight.
Look at that. Patrick Ginter starting to get a really good run. He was one of those guys that come down, got fresher tires, so once he got
Big
around
shove
everybody.
Robby Bice.
Yeah, you see the 51 really pushing Robby Bice through there. Excuse me, David Saulter.
David Saulter, yeah. Excuse me as well. I thought I saw a 28, but I saw the 88.
Yeah, they do run similar schemes, confusing
Very
us up
similar.
here. All right, now we're going to go back on board.
Jimmy Green. Oh, loose.
Woo! Looks like they've got about a 5-second gap between them and David Saulter, but, David Saulter wishing he had about a 5-second gap between him and everybody behind him because he's got that Bradley Wilson machine all over his back bumper. That 38, Patrick Ginter getting a really good run down there on that bottom lane. He's going to now get up onto the door of the 51 of Bradley Wilson. See if he's going to have anything attacking into turn 3. Looks like he's got the better run. Patrick Ginter does. So you might see Patrick Ginter get around him now. Pull up to the teammate of 88, David Saulter. Maybe start pushing him now. Or maybe David Saulter let the 38 get around him and then let the 38 pull him around. In my personal opinion, that's what I would do. I would let your fresh tire guy get out in front of you and you pull behind him. Because when you get in that draft, it really helps turning. People don't realize you get into a draft, it can really help your turning when you're bumper to bumper with somebody. See the 38 now getting that little bit of a run on that inside lane. He should be able to assume this third lane position, which it looks like he will. No, it doesn't look like it. David Saulter still getting that really big push from the 51, Bradley Wilson. So David Saulter not able to really get around, but we've got a lot of fighting going on back here. A lot of drivers getting around everybody. Clayton Kincart, Collin Forrester, a driver that we saw last for Sunday. Really, like we said, get up here and start battling it out. He is falling back all the way to the 13th position. So Collin Forrester having a little bit of a hiccup here early on, but Jimmy Green, Logan Rhodes still out to a 5-second gap between everybody, but David Saulter still having that really big bump from the 51, able to help keep him around that 38 of Patrick Ginter.
Oh, excuse me, the 51 just trying to get a better run back up here. He was sitting up there early racing for that race lead, but right now he's sitting in a very respectable 4th place. 5 seconds up is Jimmy Green and Logan Rhodes, man. Those guys are just doing an excellent job here. As you see that 51 look like he almost got a little bit of a wiggle there, as the 38 is going to go to the inside with his full throttle teammate. As you see them starting to pull up to the back of Casey Collenbach. These boys are making excellent time here as we're about to hit lap 40 this time by. I mean, Jimmy Green and Logan Rhodes, they are moving right now. As they hit the stripe for lap number 40. I'm going to wonder if, we've seen Logan Rhodes pick up 2 race wins this season. I wonder if Jimmy Green's going to try to go out here and match his teammate. He wants those multiple race victories as the 23 is going to sit here in the lead, control the race so far, but the 51 to the outside lane, been still doing just a fine job on that outside lane. You know, it's very hard to manage. What was it? Looks like the 8.
Yeah, it looks like Jimmy Green having a little bit of hiccup.
Something. Jimmy must have gotten loose out on corner exit. Check that out right here. Oh yeah, he got loose.
Yeah, just arrow loose there for that 23 of Jimmy Green. So he's going to back out of it, let his teammate go around him. You see Jimmy Green probably, you probably see Logan Rhodes get off the gas here, let his teammate catch back up to him, so that way they can start pulling away again, because they still got a 6-second gap on David Saulter and co. All this 2-wide racing really slowing everybody up back here, but now those tires are really starting to even themselves out. If you're in that 38 machine, you're like, oh my gosh, guys, just let me go, just let me go, just let me go. So you know you've got the better tires, but now you start getting held back here behind these guys. Those tires start evening out, and you start pretty much running the same pace as everybody. Whoa, it looks like James Morgan around.
Caution.
Oh, unfortunate for that 43 machine. One of those drivers that's on the bubble here this week. Going into the next race at the beginning of the year, 43 is not going to probably be sitting on that bubble, or he's not going to be sitting in that top 12. If he's got a lot of damage to that car, we'll go back and see what happened with that Shenandoah Shine race in 43, though. Looks like, oh, he just got down on the bottom. Oh, big hit there. Big O hit from that 43.
Just what we've seen here all night. People getting loose out of 3 and 4. I mean, just drove it in hard, trying to make up some position. I mean, he's all the way back in the back part of the pack right now, and just a big shot to that outside wall. Even with the composite bodies, all the interchangeable parts, that's going to be big damage for the 43. I mean, yeah, it looks fairly manageable here. I mean, he's on a 1.5 mile oval. Oh. He should be able to manage, but let's just hope that car's not down on RPMs. We might see it blow up, though. Honestly, I think that might be some heavy radiator damage there. Or cooling in general.
Yeah, that's going to be something to watch out for. That 43 might just go up in a ball of flames, or a dust of smoke, excuse me, as it looks like he's crashed again, that James Morgan machine has. It looks like he's coming to a stop, maybe missed pit lane there. Right now, we'll see who gets out of pit lane first. David Saulter in his pit stop. It's like Logan Rhodes out first. Logan Rhodes, Jimmy Green coming out, first, second. See, Saulter going to come out in third with Bradley Wilson in fourth.
Patrick entered fifth, Robby Bice sixth, Dave Mayberry seventh or eighth. Nope, eighth. Adam McKinney came out seventh. Nope, now saying Casey Collin back is in seventh because he pitted, didn't pit. So we'll have to see how the field gets all mixed back up here. All right, and as we are under caution here, waiting to go back to green, we will take it to a NC811 Dig commercial break, and you will have a word from our sponsors. So enjoy this commercial break, and we will be right back with you.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig. either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below. Before you dig, visit NC811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on NC811.org or the NC811 app.
Back here at lap 46, going to lap 47 here. Logan Rhodes going to be out in the lead with Jimmy Green behind him. See him getting ready to go green. Green flag is out. Logan Rhodes getting out to a really good jump. He's into 23 of Jimmy Green, tucks it down behind his teammate. It looks like his teammate's going to come up to him. So Bradley Wilson going to be behind Jimmy Green. See if the 88 of David Saulter, looks like David Saulter going to move his way up. Yeah, whoa, looks like, whoa, big door contact there from the 88 and 51, but it looks like they're going to keep it straight. 51 going to get around David Saulter, so now David Saulter going to have to go on the attack behind the 51. 51 tightens up a little bit. Jimmy Green going to go down to the bottom. 88 going to work his way into the middle of the track. You see Logan Rhodes going down to the bottom. Jimmy Green going to tuck in behind his teammate. Everybody going to tuck in down to the bottom. Let's see if 88 of David Saulter can clear the 51. Looks like he will. Looks like the 88 trying to go around Jimmy Green now. Let's see if he gets left out. Nope. Looks like the 23, the 8. Whoa, 23 of Jimmy Green getting loose. 88 of David Saulter having to check up. Oh, 88 of David Saulter having to check up there. Doesn't look like there was a lot of damage.
That was almost very bad as Jimmy Green is all out of sorts now. Those rear tires are heated up. Whoa, David Saulter behind Clayton Kincart. Oh my goodness. I'm not even a driver in this race, man, and it's giving me a headache. These boys are going crazy right now.
Looking at the front bumper of David Saulter. Doesn't look like he has any damage on that front bumper, so maybe David Saulter just having to get out of the brakes really hard, or get on the brakes really hard. It looks like he's going to go around everybody. David Saulter going to be on the inside. Jimmy Green all the way to the top of the track. Oh, everybody getting all kinds out of sort. David Saulter going to that top lane. David Saulter being really aggressive tonight.
Yeah, he is. He wants to win this race.
Yeah, wanting to cement himself into the next race we have next year, technically. So, David Saulter still on that outside lane, though. He's got his teammate Robby Bice pushing right behind him. But now, you've got the 9, Collin Forrester, linked up with that 51 of Bradley Wilson. Let's see if they're going to start pushing away like that Jimmy Green, Logan Rhodes machines did. Logan Rhodes just looks like him and Jimmy Green having really bad issues, falling back to 10th and 11th now. Everybody filing in, single file though. You see the 51, the 9 going down below the white line there. That is legal, so you can do that. You go down there, you cut it off. You can save about 5/10 of a second. So it's definitely or 5/10 of a second. Excuse me. You can save a lot of time going below that white line, but you have to be careful when you come back up. You transition. It is a really bad bank transition, so you can get those rear tires out from under you. So it's not really advised to do it all the time because once you get those tires worn down, they don't want to grip. The next thing you know, the rear end's wanting to come out from under it. But hey, You know, these drivers trying to get every little bit of advantage as they can. You know, they always say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't racing. If you ain't cheating, you ain't winning. Well, I mean, it ain't cheating, but if you ain't doing everything you can to get up there and get into that first position, then you're not trying to win. But right now, David Saulter looks like he's having a little bit of issue in that machine. Robby Bice also falling off just a little bit. You see Clayton Kincart in that 77 Shenandoah Shine Racing's car doing a really good job moving his way up into that 5th position, up 9 positions right now. Then you've got Team Sparkle Unicorns Chad Hitchcock in that 6th position. But Brian Chu still hanging on to a top 10 finish right now in that 7th position. Just kind of biding his time back here. He's not really doing much of anything right now, just wanting to see what goes on in front of him. And that's what the Candyman does best. As you see the 2, Matthew Fitz starting to peek down to the inside. Matthew Fitz, good to see him still out here on the track. Mr. Can't Catch a Break back here, doing a good job moving his way up into that 8th spot.
Yeah, lap 55, coming to that halfway point. Next lap, these drivers are, next 5 laps, excuse me. These drivers are starting to get settled in. You're starting to see our lead pack settle out. They're all racing each other hard up there, as you see out in front of you. Colin Forrester all over the back bumpers. He's got David Saulter on his rear bumpers. We'll go right on board with that Saulter machine. Into turn 1 here, we'll see Saulter go to that low lane. He's going to go inside of Collin Forrester. He's got the space. Now I'm going to pull up the track a little bit, give him the room. Down the back straightaway here. The 28's going to be there. The 51 went to block the 9. And for a second, if the 28 was just a little bit closer, he might have helped be able to push the 8. Now we're going to see this dirty air really start to come into mix again here. We'll see if that 88 can try to manipulate that 51's aerodynamics. Try to manipulate the air on that race car, see to get them loose or get them tight. But right now, it looks like Saulter is just applying the pressure like a rag to a wound. He is going all over this back bumper of the 51. He wants to pass. I do see that Josh Carver's big off pace. Oh, yeah, he did. We'll check up on that in a moment. Well, actually, we'll go ahead and check it now. Looks like, oh, just bad entry to the corner. Oh, they're catching him, too.
Yes, it looks like Josh Carver got really big into the wall there, but
he did.
Bradley Wilson still having to fight off that first position. This is something you don't see Bradley Wilson really have a lot of, is opposition. You know, normally once he gets up here in the lead, he can set himself up to a really big distance, really big gap, and really push himself out into the lead, and not have to really worry about
big into the corner.
Look at that. Yeah, look, Colin Forrester on the inside of Robby Bice. Chad Hitchcock on that outside lane. Looks like he's got a massive run up to the back bumper of that 28.
Man, he is running this lap. Chad Hitchcock might be one of the faster laps this lap. Let's see. No, it's still up there. Bradley Wilson was about a tenth faster.
No, Clayton Kincart was the fastest. Clayton Kincart, Patrick Enter.
Patrick Enter was a tenth faster, actually, so.
Well, caution. No, caution's not out, excuse me. Sorry.
That's random.
Yeah, I switched towers, and it said caution was out, and I was like, oh no. But it was just when I switched to it. Right now, look at this. 22
to go.
22 of Chad Hitchcock trying to battle out with that 9, but look at this. Brian Chu looks like he was going to go 3 wide there for a second. The 18 getting a little tight. Woo! 9 looks like he had a little bit of a hiccup there.
That's where you start cranking on that wheel thing, telling that thing, please turn, please turn. And it did. The 18 got it. The 22 gave him a little bit more room than maybe he wanted to, but he wants to save that race car. He's already had some initial contact tonight. He wants to just keep going here. Is the 88 still applying the pressure a little bit to that 51? I say that. He's got a good run here in that inside lane into 1 and 2 as they're starting to catch a lap car here of Case Collenbeck. As down the back straightaway, that 88 peaking I was going to see if he was going to try to demon break it or just send it in a little bit. We say demon break it, it's pretty much not lifting here at Kansas, but...
You see the 84 there of Casey, or the 94, excuse me. Oh my goodness, saying all the wrong numbers. The 84 of Casey Collin back. There was a lot of wiggling going on back there around him. Now it's going to open up the door for Brian Chew, moving his way up into that 4th position. He's got that 28 of Robby Bice on his outside. Don't leave that inside lane open too much. He's going to give it to the 22. Whoa, but it looks like they're going to get it under control. The 28 of Robby Bice still all over the door panel of that 18. Brian Chew, so the Candyman trying to, oh, we got contact! 18 into the 28. Oh my goodness, Robby Bice just really got smacked there. Green flag still out. Green flag still out though. Oh my goodness, saw a really big smack there from that 18 of Brian Chew.
Man.
Oh, that was unfortunate for them two drivers. Go back and check what happened there in just 1 second.
Yeah, the 18 and Robby were just racing hard, man.
As what it looks like, is that banking transition, Josh.
I think the 18 honestly drove himself across the nose. I mean, the 28's high enough up the track. He gives him position, but the 18 just keeps digging. Yeah, 18 turned himself across. I mean, that's one of those hard things though to, to judge. I mean, it's going from the apron back up the track. I mean, not everybody knows how much room to give to some other person. Some people being on single monitors don't know exactly how clear they are if they don't got a, live spotter. There's so many, different things that go into that. As the 88, though, we're going to leave that in the past, is coming too wide here. And here comes, look at that, Colin Forrester for the lead.
3 wide for the lead. But it doesn't look like Colin Forrester's got the momentum. It looks like it's going to still out just a little bit.
He's got it out of the apron. He's got it out of the apron. He's going to get him right here. Forrester's wicked fast on the bottom lane tonight.
Yeah,
it's just like... who Saulter goes with. Is who's going to have that entrance into the corner just ahead. But like I said, that 9 is wicked fast on that bottom lane tonight.
Yeah, right now
and look at that, he's got a block from the 3 of Josh Carver almost. Whew. Bradley was not lifted either. He was not lifted. I think he would have drove it through the back bumper of Josh Carver right there if he didn't get out of the way. Yeah, I think I have driver chat muted. Yeah, I do. So that's why I didn't hear if he called that out or not.
Yeah, so Matthew Fitz about to go a lap down here. See that 2 machine. It's like Jimmy Green coming down pit lane right now. So the 88 of David Saulter still in a good position up here in 3rd position. You see the 2 of Matthew Fitz going to go ahead, take that top lane, let these boys get around him. That's why I love Matthew Fitz, man. Just a gentleman's racer. He's just out there to have fun. Good guy. Love sitting having talks with him and everything. So good to see Matthew Fitz just being a gentleman's racer. He's always been a gentleman's racer. So good to see that out there. But he's going to go a lap down here. But looks like David Saulter having a little bit of a hiccup there in that Wolfpack 88. Excuse me. Habit.
Yes.
Full throttle. Full throttle motorsports machine. Excuse me. I am so sorry. It's just force of habit. Having a really having fallen off. It looks like he's having a lot of trouble in that machine. But Collin Forrester still all over the back bumper of the 51 of Bradley Wilson. Whoa, as you see Jimmy Green's coming out of pit lane now. He's going to go a lap down. So maybe jumping the gun here a little early is that 23 little pit strategy from Jimmy Green. Maybe see him get out here and take this lead back over whenever these drivers start to decide to come down pit lane. But it looks like right now David Saulter just having to fight something, some kind of tight bug, loose bug. Something's really going on in that car. He's starting to fall off and lose a lot of time. We're going to go back and just look at some drivers through the field. As you see, Chad Hitchcock got his teammate of the 2 of Matthew Fitz, who's currently a lap down. Right behind him, Patrick Ginter going to be about 2 seconds back from Chad Hitchcock. Clayton Kincart going to be sitting in that 6th position. Brian Chu, after you saw that that self-spin off of the front of Robby Bice, who is down pit lane for 3 minutes right now. That's unfortunate for that Robby Bice machine. Stony Benfield going to be in the 8th position. Logan Rhodes in 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is going to be your 3rd place position winner last week, the 82 of Ed DeBoer, who's all by himself back here on the track. Then you've got the 13 of Adam McKinney going to be sitting in that 11th spot. Matthew Fitz in 12th. Ryan Sword 13th. Jimmy Green in 14th. Stan Mayberry going to be in 15th. We're going to go back on board. I see the 9 of Collin Forrester all over the top lane. Looks like he was trying to make a move on that 51 of Bradley Wilson, but doesn't look like it really went his way. As that should open up the door for David Saulter, who's now about a 1 6/10. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. 1 6/10 back from that Collin Forrester machine. So David Saulter having a really, really big tight bug here, trying to figure out what's going on with that race car.
Yeah, I can probably hear Saulter right now saying, "Freaking thing won't turn, man." You know how he gets mad.
I can hear exactly how he's saying it too.
Yeah. So we'll see Saulter get an adjustment. I can hear Robby, 2 clicks on the spring, man. 2 clicks down. 2 clicks down.
him
Whatever,
and Patrick
yeah.
arguing over which one click or 2 clicks.
Yeah.
Right
and
now.
then David doesn't even do the spring clicks. He does tire pressure adjustments instead. Doesn't even listen to him. I love it, man.
I've done that before. I'm not gonna lie. I've completely ignored what Patrick's told me to do before. So, and then I'll come out of the pits and I'm like, oh yeah, I should have done that.
Sometimes you think you got the fix, man. You just don't want to believe anybody.
Yeah, but right now it's starting to get a really big separation between that 88 machine is the 9 and the 51 of Bradley Wilson and Colin Forrester. So David Saulter just having a lot of issues here in this later part of the race. We're at lap 76, so pit stop should be coming here before too long, unless these drivers are just trying to hope for a caution here later on so they can come down and get those fresh set of tires and fuel without having to really rush and worry about it. As we see Patrick Ginter currently sitting in that 5th position. He's lost 3 positions, so Patrick Ginter trying to find a little bit of handle on that race car. Clayton Kincart, who's up 8 positions now, doing a really good job moving his way up through the field. You see Stony Benfield, who's had a little bit of an issue here in this later part of the race. He's lost 3 positions, so Stony Benfield trying to get that wrangle on his car too. Brian Chu, good to see him still in this race. Unfortunate for that 28 of Robby Bice, though. He's still on pit lane. He's been down pit lanes for 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes now, so probably going ahead and pulling it to the haulers. Look at that, the 9 of Collin Forrester on the inside of 51. The 51
the inside lane,
trying to pinch him down, but it doesn't look like it's
Carver going to
yeah.
be in the mix again here.
Doesn't look like the 9's going to be. Yeah, the 3 taking that inside lane. Whoa,
and nobody.
A little wiggle.
Yeah, and Carver literally just said, "No one told me where to go." Bradley said, "I was just going to try to go where you weren't. That's my bad." So Bradley was trying to use him as a pick, just, you know, do what us drivers do, not say anything, and at the last second do that swerve, and then I was like, oh crap, I got to react. So, hey, that's racing, baby. The 51 doing the mind games out there. I love it.
Yeah, as right now, the 9, Colin Forrester, all on that outside bumper for that 51. Right now, the 51, he is trying his best to hold off Colin Forrester. Colin Forrester, here later on in the season, he's already got 3 wins on the season. He's trying to look for that 4th one this week. But the 9 of Colin Forrester really showing in this later part of the season that he is this driver that you need to watch out for. He's really giving Bradley Wilson a run for his money. Looks like he's going on that inside. He might clear him. But the 51 might have a really big momentum run coming out of turn 3. Yep, the 9 going to go down, block that momentum on the 51. So now we've got 39 laps to go. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers start handling if we're going to go to start doing pit cycles here before too long. Not really sure how much longer these drivers can hang out here on these tires. We know the tires in the next gen cars, they do wear, but like once they won't wear until about 20 laps in, and once they hit that wall, they start falling off hard. See the 13 of Adam McKinney, he's about to go a lap down now. So Adam McKinney on that outside lane going a lap down to the 9 and the 51. The 51 going to go ahead and really big cut up to that in front of that 13 of Adam McKinney, but still riding that inside lane. We're going to go back on here with the 88 of David Saulter. As you see, he's just kind of sitting by himself back here. Not really anybody except for Chad Hitchcock, who is about 7/10 back from him. So Chad Hitchcock trying to get up here, catch that third place position. Because Chad Hitchcock, one of those drivers that he's got a lot of talent in that race car, and he pretty much has the same luck as Matthew Fitz. Always just getting caught up in the mess. Call him, just, you know, Mr. Unlucky. Looks like Logan Rhodes down pit lane now, so the 8 gonna go ahead and pull the trigger, come down pit lane.
I think I did hear. Sorry, I did think I did hear him say he was coming down pit road, but I was muted and I don't think he heard me say it. Lap 84 here, you see Colin Forrester still tracking down that 51 of Bradley Wilson. It's been a battle of just fruition here these past couple laps. I mean, wits, pure driver skill. As the 9 going to go to the outside lane here. Sorry, was just watching the way those guys are racing. I mean, you just see the 9 is just searching for clean air. He wants just to find any bit of advantage he can here. Oh, caution! Caution! Robby Bice, is he back out? Oh, him stopping on the back straightaway and going probably towing. I wonder if he blew up. You didn't have to go back that far. There it goes.
Yep, there you go. You hear it.
That kind of stinks that he was off the racing line all the way at the bottom of the track and I racing to the caution.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He tried to get it all the way down there on the bottom. Normally, you can have a wreck, 4 cars wrecking down on the bottom of the track, and they won't pull the caution out. But they'll pull the caution out for that. So iRacing's dumb with their cautions. Right now, it looks like everybody going to come down pit lane. David Saulter, Patrick Ginter, Stoney Benfield, Brian Chew, everybody down pit lane. See Patrick Ginter getting in there sideways. Still going to get service. We'll see who gets out here first. It looks like, I want to say the 51 of Bradley Wilson, 9 of Collin Forrester out. 88 of David Saulter going to get out third. Fourth going to go to that 22 of Chad Hitchcock. So Chad Hitchcock on a really good run here tonight. Good to see him up here in this top 4. Patrick Ginter going to pull out in 5th spot. Stoney Benfield, who has been on a really spirited run here tonight as well in that 811 Dig machine. Looking really good in that 7th spot. Still down 3 positions though, but trying to hang on to that top 10 finish. Clayton Kincart going to be in 8th. Ed DeBoer is in 9th. And then Brian Chew still in pit lane. So probably having to take a lot of damage repair from that previous wreck that he had with David Saulter. Looks like he's on his way out now. So Brian Chew on his way out. Looks like Ryan Sword coming down pit lane. So all the lap cars now coming down, getting their service. Matthew Fitz going to be down as well. Casey Collenbach, Josh Carver, Robby Bice, who looks like he might be out of the race. Josh Carver been down pit lane for 2 minutes as well, so he might be pulling it to the hauler as well. But here at lap 88, just want to give a big shout out to everybody out there watching on that Facebook, on that YouTube platform. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you never miss a race here with the Full Throttle series. Trying to get to 100 likes on that YouTube page. I want to say we're getting close to 60 on the YouTube page. If we can get to 100, we get our own custom links, what we're trying to do. So everybody out there that's watching on that YouTube page, make sure to like and subscribe so that way we can get up here and get that custom link and everything. Help these Full Throttle boys out. And if you're out there on that Facebook page, also make sure to hit that like button, share it out to all your friends so that way you never miss any of these races that goes on, because these Full Throttle boys, now that we're getting into the top 12, the next race in, it's going to be very interesting to see how these points are going to shake up, because David Saulter really having to put the foot to the floor, get up here and get the best position that he can.
Yeah, as we're getting ready to go back here on the restart, lap 90, when they hit the stripe, this is going to be a good little sprint here to the finish. We'll see if we go green flag, if we get one more caution, but the 51 down the back straightaway, it's going to be under attack again from that 9 of Colin Forrester. Going to be interesting to see if that 9 is going to have what it takes to maybe get up here and pass his 51 on this run. Now that he's got back on even tires, he's on that outside lane. It's going to be a little bit of a reset for him. We'll see if he's got what it takes. Full Throttle Motorsports 88, the 38 right there, and that 75. Stoney Binfield all kind of bunched up here. The Chad Hitchcock machine sitting in fourth. As that pace car takes that left turn, they are going to be back to green flag racing here as the 51 getting off to a good restart. Looks like the 9 maybe got caught sleeping a little bit as David Saulter going to get on by in the inside lane. As they're going to go single file here, and it looks like Bradley Wilson going to get off to a good start. But that 88 and that 9 coming back with a good run here. 88 might be able to go up here. Woo! As he's going to go to the outside. 51 going to take that inside lane early, going to block it off. As here we go to the outside lane. Here comes David Saulter, the 9 of Collin Forrester, sitting in that third spot, wants to try to get himself back up here. He was contending for the lead just a moment ago. He's now pushing that 88. As it looks like, oh, he's going to take it 3 wide. No, he's going to go to the bottom with the 51. Oh my goodness, that was an aggressive move from the 9 of Collin Forrester. I did not know what he was going to do there, as he's going to shoot it back behind the 88. As he's going to shoot it back behind the 51. He is just playing wherever I see the speed, I'm going. He is not allowing these guys to get any advantage on him, and he is going to get past the 88 of David Saulter. Good move to go to that inside lane there. We'll see if he's going to be able to get past Saulter here now, clear himself, and work on this 51 machine.
Yeah, speaking of the 51 machine, I see Cheryl Wilson in the Facebook chat saying, "Go 51, good to have you here, Cheryl." Yeah, Bradley Wilson doing a really good job up here in that first position, holding off this 9 of Collin Forrester, who has really been giving him the business all night. Look at that, Chad Hitchcock now up into the third position. He's going to be battling it out with David Saulter. So let's see if David Saulter can hold him off, or if that 22 is going to have a really good run on that inside lane. It does look like he's going to promote himself into that third position. So right now, Chad Hitchcock starting to show his dominance up here on this track, as he's starting to mix it up with this 9 and this 51. Bradley Wilson now got a lot of drivers to watch out for. Look at that. Patrick Ginter poking his way back up in here. He's got the 82 of Ed DeBoer all over his back bumper, so we've got a lot of fights going on here. As I see Harold Honeycutt saying, "Go Stoney Binfield, good to have you in the Facebook chat." Harold, Stoney's currently sitting in that 7th spot, so he's starting to get up here and battle it out with these boys in the front.
These boys are racing right now. Chad Hitchcock has brought himself back up into the mix of things. He's got himself sitting in that third spot, probably the best run we've seen from the University of Kentucky Ford Mustang. He's at 22. Is going to be behind him and tracking down that 9 and that 51 as he's now going to try to peek himself to the outside lane. He's just going to roll it back behind. As the 9 and the 51 here are just absolutely going at it blow for blow, lap by lap. It has just been all 51 and the 9 in this closing stages of the races. They almost made a little bit of contact down the back straightaway there. The 9 going to get the run a little bit into the corner, but it looks like the 51 going to get the run out on corner exit through 4. But here comes that outside lane back, and this could be the run. This could be the run.
Chad
it
Hitchcock's
is to the lead.
Whoa, Chad Hitchcock leaning down on that 51. He's pushing the 9 up to the lead. The 9 can cut down.
One
but it
big
looks like,
run back.
Yeah, the 51 got a really big run back. 25 laps to go here.
Go to the bottom, son. Go to the bottom. Walk the bottom. There he goes. Take that air off. 9 to the lead. Oh, Colin's willing. 51's coming. 51's coming back.
So the 51 back out to the lead. He's going to get around the 9 of Colin Forrester. Let's see if the 22 of Chad Hitchcock can pull up to the back bumper of that 9 and give that 9 a little bit of a push. Doesn't look like he will. So the 9 going to have to assume that second place position. Let's see if David Saulter can get down here and pull up back up to that back bumper, that 51 of Bradley Wilson, and push him up. It's just going to be a battle of attrition here now. These drivers all up here in the front. You've got Ed DeBoer, who has now moved himself up 13 positions, doing a good job. He's going to be up here getting in the mix with these boys before too long.
Man, these boys are racing. I keep saying it, but man, I haven't had my stomach drop this much in a while. These guys are going at it. The 88 is just back in the mix of things. Here comes the 82. The 9 now hung out on the outside lane.
Yeah, David Saulter back up into the second spot. You see the 9 of Collin Forrester just having a little bit of a hiccup there. The 82 of Ed DeBoer got around him, but now the 82 of Ed DeBoer having a little bit of a hiccup. The 9 going to have a better run tucked in behind the 88. So now Ed DeBoer going to fall back to that 4th position. Chad Hitchcock going to be right behind him. But Bradley Wilson has not had a moment of... Oh, caution's out. Looks like Brian Chew.
The Candyman is around on the back straightaway.
Looks like Clayton Kincart might have been involved in it as well. Whoa. Definitely missed something that happened there.
Netcode.
Maybe a little bit of next-gen netcode.
Yeah.
As we'll see, we'll go on board here with the 13 of Adam McKinney, and we'll get it from his point of view and see if we can see if it is a netcode incident. Yep. Looks like it might, yeah, it looks like it was just a netcode incident. They just got together and it did that weird bump and sent Brian Chew.
Yeah, I mean, they might have made some contact even without the netcode, but I think maybe the 18 getting all around like that might have been a little bit exaggerated by some netcode.
I don't know. From the looks of it, it looks like maybe the 18 might have came down to the 77, or the 77 might have just been trying to go for the same real estate. Hey, I see Ann Rushing in the Facebook chat saying, thanks to everyone for running hard for NC811 Call Before You Dig. Yes, ma'am. We sure do love it. We love that everybody out there at 811 Dig doing a really good job. We really appreciate them for being a sponsor of the Full Throttle series. Couldn't do it without them.
All right. And speaking of NC811 Dig, we're going to take you to one more NC811 Dig side by side as our drivers are getting around under caution here. And we'll be right back with you when these drivers go back to green flag racing.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on NC811.org or the NC811 app.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit NC811.org to learn more.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on NC811.org or the NC811 app.
Alright, and we welcome you back, folks, here to the Full Throttle Racing 120. As we are about to go green flag here in just a moment, Patrick Ginter, Bradley Wilson going to be bringing the field through turns 3 and 4 as that iRacing pace car is going to take that left turn. And as we are getting close to 15 to go, we're going to take one moment to take it to a NC811 Dig loud pedal. So enjoy a couple laps here, turn your volumes up as these drivers are fighting for position on the racetrack. Enjoy this NC811 Dig loud pedal. It looks like we're back under caution here with 10 to go. We were about to bring you back from the loud pedal, but it seems like that caution is going to bring us back just a half lap early, but we'll see what happened here. You're going to have to rewind that. I kind of missed all the action. It came back just as it happened, so we'll have to get a little bit of the build-up and what happened here out of 3 and 4. So it looks like, if you want to start it from here, it looks fine. They're 3 wide. And then it's going to bring the 22 now 3 wide with them.
Yeah, so what it looks like is, looks like the 77 just came up the track just a little bit into the, or 75, excuse me, came up into the 77 just a little bit. Yeah, you see that, just that little bit of a flick up into the 77. Clayton Kincart has nowhere to go. He's going to send the 75 off the front bumper. Adam McKinney going to have nowhere to go either. So he's going to be involved in that as well. Unfortunate for Adam McKinney.
Yeah, it's one of those wrecks you hate to see, man. Nobody was trying to really get themselves into that position. It was just hard racing, 3 wide for that whole... Yeah, it was just hard racing, man.
So we're now under the 5th caution with 9 laps to go. Bradley Wilson still out in the lead. Colin Forrester nipping on those hills, though. He's like that angry little chihuahua that you just want to go away. Just go away, man. Just leave me alone. Bradley
He's
Wilson,
been at him all night.
Yeah, Bradley Wilson has been under attack by every driver here tonight. So Bradley Wilson showing that he definitely has the mental fortitude of a brick wall. He can pretty much take anything that's being thrown at him right now. So he is definitely showing he has what it takes to be up here in the front. That's why we've seen him win, 5 or 6 races this season. So Bradley Wilson just doing a really good job up here in the lead. But like we were saying, Colin Forrester, last week's winner, he's trying to tell him, hey man, it's not a Bradley Wilson show anymore. I'm here too. But David Saulter has to have a really good finish here tonight. He has to finish in front of pretty much everybody to net himself into the points for next week. So good for David Saulter to still be hanging on to that 3rd position. He's at a couple of spots. David Saulter could have really had things go the wrong way, but he's held his ground. He's held his position, and he's been really showing that he deserves to be up here in the front. So if David Saulter can just hold on for 7 more laps, he could be good to go here tonight. But Ed DeBoer, Jimmy Green, they're still trying to get up here, battle for these point positions as well. So Ed DeBoer, Chad Hitchcock, Ryan Sword, they're all trying to look for that gold.
Yeah, we got a lot of drivers that are deserving tonight, trying to battle it out, and it's going to be a good race here to the finish. We're thankfully going to be in the section where we're not going to get the green-white checkered yet, because I want to see this race go under green for a good little bit here, as we should get 2 to green, or 1 to green, excuse me, this time by, and it should set us up with about 7 laps to go, 6 laps to go when they come back. Oh, we'll get. Actually, I thought we were already past the strike. Yeah, 1 to green, so we'll get a decent little run to the finish here. This is going to be fun, Chris. I mean, I'm not sure who to take in this battle. It could be that 51, it could be that 9, and it could dang sure be any of the drivers behind them. If any of the drivers up here in the front were to, collect each other. This is going to be an interesting battle right here to the finish, and yeah, I'm very excited to see.
All it takes is one little bit of looseness, one little bit of tightness, one little bump, one trying to go for the same real estate, spinning off of somebody's nose. All it takes is one little bump, and it could be anybody that's back there behind these 2 boys up front race. So it just all comes down to who's going to be able to take the room, who's going to be able to take that spot, who's gonna really as we always say every week, who's going to throw the kitchen sink out? Who's going to throw the kitchen sink at it? Who's going to just try to
go for it?
Go for it.
You got to go for it.
This is that point.
This is it. Green flag is out. Here we go. Again, not the greatest restart on that outside lane. That could come back to bite him here.
It looks like David Saulter got off to a decent jump there. He's going to get to the back bumper of that 51 of Bradley Wilson here in just 1 second. But that outside lane still got a lot of momentum built up. See the 88 still getting a really good run up to that back bumper of the 51, though. I'm going to be stuck on that outside lane. We're going to ride here in this camera view. Just watch these boys ride it out in the front. David Saulter holding on to that second place position. That 22 of Chad Hitchcock. Whoa,
Colin
the nod.
Forrester.
Not a Collin Forrester.
5 to go.
Almost got off the front bumper of Jimmy Green, but they're going to get it checked back up. The 88 of David Saulter going to go to the outside lane. They see if Chad Hitchcock, which one he decides to stay with. He's going to go maybe to the 51, maybe to the 88.
He's going to go outside. He's been going outside lane all night, man, and he is. Here comes the 23. Big bump. Big bump to the 51. That's going to get him even back up.
Yeah, big bump from Jimmy Green. Let's see if Bradley Wilson has anything left in the tank. 4 laps to go. Whoa, hey, David Saulter getting into what? Oh, what just happened? What just happened? It looked like the car just went left and never stopped going left.
Let's see here.
See him coming down. You see the 82 getting up into the same. The 82 bumps him, and then it looks like he just keeps going down. Oh, Chad Hitchcock getting involved in it. I don't know, Josh. What do you say?
I'm listening to the, like Colin says, Arby's, we got beef, so.
I mean, from my point of view, what I see here is the 82 goes below the apron, and David Saulter stays above the white line. And he's holding that middle lane. He knows, like, right now he's clear, so he takes that down. The 82 does come back up into him. So I would say that looks like it would be that 82's fault, per se, but I don't know.
I can't call that one. I'm going to just be neutral on this one.
Because like I
said,
that
could go either way. That could go either way. That could go either way.
You are correct.
Like,
it could go either way.
Ed even said himself that feels like he was a racing incident.
Okay. Yeah.
David doesn't think that, obviously. You know, he's going to be upset right now. I mean, he feels like he was entitled to that space on the track.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with that. I
think overall, I am just going to let bygones be bygones for both of those boys because I just don't know. I'm not going to call it. I'm just going to let them be the.
Like, I mean, you know, like I said, it looks like everybody's going for the same real estate.
It does, and it does look like that.
You could say that one person could have given a little bit more room, one person could have not come up or whatever. It's one of those. It could have been handled a little differently, so it's just one of those things. Everything happening in the moment. What can you say?
Racing, baby. That's what you can say. Seems like that's how it always goes. When you think you're gonna be setting yourself up for a good finish, bam, out of nowhere. It happens. A lot of drivers been there 100 times, and unfortunately for Saulter, man, unfortunate for DeBoer, that's gonna end their night early here.
Yeah, it was also unfortunate to see that 22 of Chad Hitchcock get involved in that as well. He was really on a very spirited run. up here on the in the front. So Chad Hitchcock, just like we said, Mr. Unfortunate. He is definitely wrong place, wrong time for that Team Sparkle Unicorn machine. So Chad Hitchcock, man, you still got it in you. You're still in this. You should be able to transfer next week. So hopefully.
Hopefully. He's probably watching the stream right now. If he is, thinking, dang it, why did I choose to watch this? They don't even know if I'm going to make it now.
Well, I mean, he's currently sitting in the 6th position. So if he can get back out on the track and turn some laps, he might be able to pull it out.
Hopefully. As it should extend, it will extend, obviously, to a green-white checkered finish here. We'll see how these drivers get 3 opportunities at this green-white checkered. This overtime finish. As the pace lights are off, it's going to be the 51 now. The 9 does not have damage, correct? If you want to check his car with a camera view. Check that front bumper. It looks like a little bit of maybe your right front fender separation from the bumper, but shouldn't be anything that's going to kill him here. Hopefully on this inside lane, he'll be able to get a better restart, and we'll see that 9 come back here. I mean, it has been such a tough battle for him all race. You would hate to see it kind of just slip away from him right here. I mean, I feel like he deserves probably a really good finish, and that 9 could be losing it here with that caution in this late stage run here. As the 23 and the 8 going to be on that outside lane, the 9 is going to hang back just a little bit, not tuck up all the way to the back bumper of the 51. And you'll see that pace car turn left about now. And they should be getting ready to go green flag racing here in just a moment. That 9 now going to tuck up to the 51, as the 51 should launch now. Green flag is back out, and we'll be racing here. Overtime, green, white, checker in front of us. We'll see if they are going to get back around the track. Look at that, Chris. Brian Chew back up in the race.
Brian Chew moving his way up into that 6th position. Now Ryan Sword moving his way up as well. So Bradley Wilson getting off to a good jump. That outside lane looks like it's checking up a lot. Jimmy Green has the 8 of Logan Rhodes all over his back bumper. Scrappy trying to push his teammate, but I saw him getting really loose back there. As I see Nick Cannon saying Colin and Ryan are going to work together, and he said Chad's going to be good.
White flag.
Thank you, Nick. White flag now. Collin Forrester on the outside.
Pinched him on the apron. Get low on there. You got to get low. You got to pinch him down if you're going to make that outside lane work here.
3 wide,
the
3
machine
wide.
there, 3 wide behind him. The Sparkler Unicorn guys making contact. Here comes Jimmy Green. Big bump to the 9. That's going to clear him. The 9 to the lead. Here they come through turn 3 and 4. It looks like it's going to be Forrester out of turn number 4 to the apron. Collin Forrester, lap pass. He is going to win. What a freaking race, man.
David Saulter still walking away with a 7th place finish. That should set him up pretty good as well. So hopefully David Saulter will be able to make it in. But good drive on that 9 machine. That last lap bump there from Jimmy Green really set him up.
Yeah, that was a freaking awesome race right there, man. We're going to see Collin Forrester burn it down here in just a moment. And as that 9 tears up the infield grass right there, we're going to go ahead and get your unofficial results up on the screen. Or official, I guess you could say. We'll see that 9 of Collin Forrester picking up the win here tonight. As Jimmy Green going to boost him to the win right there down the back straightaway. Gave him the big shove as he was trying to find space. But the 9 going to get the win here tonight. The 51 of Bradley Wilson going to finish P2. Jimmy Green going to finish in 3rd, take your final podium position. Logan Rhodes going to finish 4th. Ryan Sword 5th, Matthew Fitz 6th, David Saulter 7th, Brian Chu 8th, Ed DeBoer 9th, Patrick Ginter 10th, Sam Mayberry 11th, Clayton Kincart 12th, Casey Collin back in 13th, Chad Hitchcock 14th, Adam McKinney 15th, Stoney Benfield 16th, Josh Carver 17th, Robby Bice 18th, and James Morgan going to round out your field in that 19th position. We will get to your post-race interviews here in just one moment. Let these drivers get cooled down, and we'll get them here up into the booth in just one moment. All right, and it looks like we do have all of our drivers here ready to get these post-race interviews ready. So we're going to go ahead and get Collin Forrester, your race winner, and bring up that 9 machine. Have a word with him. Collin Forrester, Chris and Josh appear in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Man, oh man. We were sitting there talking about on that restart, it would almost be a shame to not see that 9 machine get a podium or any type of good finish, but you came out here tonight and you put all the pressure on Bradley Wilson there, and got to say that finish was awesome. We saw Jimmy looking for clean air. We saw 3 wide, 4 wide behind you, and you got a massive shove that pushed you off into turn 3, and from there it was smooth sailing. Collin Forrester, congratulations, man. An excellent job. You were sticking Bradley Wilson all night like a Band-Aid, and man, it was awesome to see that 9 machine come up there and take the win on the last lap, in overtime at that.
Thank you, man. Definitely a key push there at the end. Just, I seen he was trying to go for the middle, so I just had to block it. Luckily, just barely got me clear, and that's all I really needed, just to the end, because I knew they were not going to be able to get back up to me, and just super fun race overall between me and Bradley. Seems like me and him are going back and forth every week now, but still trying to catch him in wins. He's got 6, I believe. I'm at 4. But hopefully we can catch up to him. But if not, just more importantly, win the championship. That's our main goal, and just fun racing every week.
Yeah, you guys are doing some really good racing out there tonight. It was awesome to see all the just unique lines, the different mid outside lane attack to the corners. It was just awesome to see you boys with the setups just putting on one hell of a show out there. And I got to say, from our perspective, that was probably one of the better races we've seen all season. Definitely, showed the package that, the next gen was supposed to bring, which was the closer racing. And, it came to fruition. We saw some great racing. And Colin, I got to say, again, you're catching up to Bradley, man. You're starting to look like a contender as we get closer and closer to these playoffs. Switching just one more question to you. As we get closer to these playoffs, how is that focus now going to switch from your perspective going from regular season now into the playoffs? Or is it just kind of, that same thing as we get closer and closer to the round of 16 here?
Definitely harder racing, as you've seen in the last 2 weeks. They've been great races, great finishes, super close racing the whole race. Like you said, the next gen cars intended. But it seems like they're switching it up now in real life. It looks like they're going to be going towards the 670 package. But I'm more focused on just the points now. Obviously, winning races is great, and that's the easiest way to get into the next round. But I'm not going to go out there and be reckless just to get a win, or just to put myself in a position to win. When I know I can just get solid points. Main goal just to make it to the Final Four and hopefully win the championship, and just try and make sure I have enough points to do that, and don't get too reckless out there, and definitely don't want to make any enemies. Especially in these playoffs, because they can definitely come back to haunt you.
Yeah, we do see a couple of drivers now going to be on that back burner, maybe not making it into the playoffs after tonight. But Austin, or excuse me, I don't know why I said Austin. Colin, great race here tonight, man. We saw some awesome battles from you in the 51, and gotta say, going into the playoffs and going into the holidays here, happy holidays, man. And we hope coming back from the the little bit of a break we have, we're gonna see that 9 machine tuned up and ready to go. But if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs before we let you get out of here, Colin, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, buddy. And we'll let you get on the road here tonight.
Just shout out to everyone on Team Sparky Unicorn for helping me every week. Ryan there at the end helped me. Chad early in the race was helping me. Me and him were working together pretty well. As well as shout out to for you guys doing the broadcast. Just great job every week. I'm looking forward to watching it. As well as shout out to everyone in the league for having me. And I wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
You too, buddy. Merry Christmas to you as well, man. And hey, we'll be seeing you when we get back from our, I guess technically next year, and we'll be seeing you at Martinsville. And hey, good win tonight, man. And know that's going to be good to take into a little bit of the season break, and we'll be seeing you here soon.
Thank you, man.
Back-to-back wins as well. So yeah.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good Christmas.
Thank you. You too as well, Colin. All right, and that was Collin Forrester, your first place finisher. Going to go ahead and bring up Bradley Wilson, second place. Have a word with that 51 machine. Wait, really? For me, it's showing Bradley Wilson. Let me hop down in their channel and ask what it's showing for them.
Yeah, my SDK is showing me Jimmy Green is in second.
So just give me 1 second, fans. I'll be right back with you guys.
Just to make sure, don't wanna put the wrong people in second and third. All right, and Josh should be jumping back up here.
It was Jimmy Green. So we're going to go ahead and bring up that Rev Esports 23. Have a word with him. Motorsports. Excuse me. I keep saying esports. Jimmy Green, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a comment?
Hey, boys, I'm back.
Yes, sir, you are, man. Jimmy, got to say, early in the race, you boys were looking wicked fast. We saw Logan Rhodes and you guys get out to a really good run there and really dictate the pace of the race for a good couple laps before we got a caution. But Jimmy, just got to go forward here and say, man, what an excellent race from you tonight. That 23 was wicked fast. We saw you get, back into the back a little bit with an early, we saw some early looseness and everything, and it kind of, moved you to the back of the field a little bit. You've worked your way back through, and a big shove there to the 9 coming down the back straightaway when you were searching for some air. But I got to say, excellent race from you, Jimmy, and second place, man, back up here on the podium. You're looking really good in that Rev car here in the later part of the season as we're getting close to the playoffs after this race.
Well, thank you, guys. I was trying to take him 3 wide, and he came down right at the last second. I had no choice but to give him that push. Then got him out in front, and then it was me and Bradley battling for second place, and my SDK is actually showing it's the same time across the line, so...
Yeah, it was showing Bradley in second place for me. It was showing you in second place for Chris. So I was like, I'm going to go just ask them. They were the racers. I ain't going to try to guess on that. But, yeah, I mean, that was one hell of a finish from you guys. I mean, that was awesome racing. I mean, we keep seeing it out here. It seems like week in and week out now, these boys in Full Throttle, y'all are just getting more and more comfortable with these cars. And these next-gen cars are starting to look like, they were a really good choice coming into this season. I mean, at the start of the season, we saw, not necessarily anything bad with the racing, just, it didn't seem like everybody was comfortable. Now that we've gotten more comfortable, you guys are really cranking up the intensity, and it's good to see all the teams out there, and a lot of teams that, don't really have the opportunity to maybe fight week in and week out, fighting week in and week out now in this later run. Jimmy, the Rev guys have just looked absolutely insane, though, these past couple weeks, and, take us through those last couple laps, and then that overtime finish we had there. I got to say, the intensity must have been going insane. The heart rate had to be going insane inside that cockpit.
Yeah, it was amped up a little bit. Scrappy came on and asked us what he should do. He had a set of tires left, and we told him to pit, thinking he could get back up there, and he did. And if he wouldn't have got back up there to my bumper, I'm not sure I would have had the run I did. Rev guys just worked hard again all week long, working on the setups. It's a team effort every week. Our setup was definitely loose after about 20 laps this week instead of being tight like last week. But it was a handful to hang on to, but we finally got it dialed in.
Oh yeah, it seemed like y'all had it dialed in for sure, man. I mean, from the get go, you and Logan were just moving. I mean, that 8 machine, that 23 linked up. I mean, we saw some early adversity, with you getting a little bit loose, but other than that, you were able to recover, solid finish, and gotta say a P2 at Kansas. That's one of those nights I'd be saying, hey, that's a good night here, and especially with the photo finish we had between you and Bradley, that was an awesome race between just everybody out there on that overtime. I gotta say, just great job on all you boys to just be able to bring it back to the green, or bring it back to the stripe, I should say. And other than that, Jimmy, I got to say just a big congratulations to you again on that second place. And if you've got any final thoughts, words, shout outs, anything you want to let go before we let you get out of here tonight, you're more than welcome to let them out. Let them go, excuse me.
I just gotta thank my boys at Rev. Like I said, they work hard every single week, working on the setups, getting the cars dialed in. I mean, there's a lot of time that goes into that, and they're all there to help. Gotta thank my spotter, my dad. He's here every week helping me do this too. So, and I gotta thank you guys, man. You guys put on a great broadcast every week.
Heck yeah, well, you guys put on a great race every week, so it's always easy on our part. It's always good to and fun to talk about what you boys are putting out on the track. Well, Jimmy, again, congratulations on another podium here. We're looking forward to seeing you guys after we get back from the Christmas break. But speaking of that, happy holidays, man, and hey, hopefully we'll be seeing that 23 back up here in the podium, or maybe victory lane once we get back to Martinsville.
Yes, guys, and Merry Christmas to you guys and everybody out there watching.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas to you, buddy, and have a good weekend and or the rest of your weekend, and we'll be seeing you after the Christmas break.
Yes, sir.
All right, and that was Jimmy Green, your second place finisher. Going to go ahead and bring up your last podium finisher of the night and interview Bradley Wilson. Bradley Wilson, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, I gotta say that was one hell of a race all night, and gotta say it must almost feel a little bit gut wrenching coming up that short at that part of the race. I mean, that 51 was so dominant from the get go. Obviously, we saw Jimmy Green and that 8 of Logan Rhodes have a little bit of a command of the race there in the early portion, but it seemed like once you and the 9 really got up there in the lead, you boys were just racing so hard, and all for it to come down to that overtime finish and be taken away there on that last lap pass and coming into fourth. So just take us through those last couple laps there. And did you really think if we didn't have an overtime, we might be seeing you in victory lane here tonight, or if that overtime finish might have set up and been the demise here for that 51 of Bradley Wilson?
Yes and no. We definitely had a great chance without the green white checker, because it seemed like Colin couldn't get to my bumper too well with David being half a second back, and then everyone caught up to David, and don't really know exactly what happened back there, but it seemed like people got wrecked and kind of controversial of whose fault it was, but definitely tried to fight as hard as we could. 2 weeks in a row, just overtimes don't really go well for me apparently in this league.
Yeah, overtime finishes, man, they always seem to they bring out the worst in the drivers that have been doing so successful all night, and it stinks that after all the success you were having early, that it comes down to a photo finish for second place, because you got guys taking it 3 wide behind you. The guy on your outside got one of the biggest runs from a guy trying to take it 3 wide. But other than that, Bradley, you can't really hang your head at it, man. A podium finish here as we go into the Christmas break and get a little bit of off time. I'm sure that 51 machine is going to come back after the start of next year, ready to go and firing on all cylinders.
Definitely, yeah. And starting off in Martinsville, it's definitely going to be interesting to start off the season again.
Oh, yeah.
And definitely going to put a little more practice into the setup and try to build it around what I like, because this one turned out built for the daytime, and we didn't realize it until about 5 laps in when James Morgan told us, hey, this is built for day. So definitely had to battle that all night. Just starting a new job, I haven't been able to really put as much practice as I used to be.
Oh yeah, I know those feelings, man. But hey, well, either way, through the daytime setups, the not really being able to practice and all that, you still came out here, and the driver talent showed, man. You were able to put down a solid finish with third, led a whole bunch of laps in this joint. And Bradley, before we let you go here tonight, man, if you've got any final words, thoughts, shout outs, you're more than welcome to let them go here, and we'll let you get on your way on this great Sunday night.
No, just shout out to all my sponsors, Shenandoah.co, Elite Performance Industries. They keep giving us great setups. It's awesome. I don't have to put much practice into it, and it gets me a top 3 or top 5. Martin Sports, all my teammates over at Shenandoah Shine helping me out. Clayton, James, Spotter, Colton, Brandon for coming over and keeping us entertained during this long run. SimSpeedShop.com actually just recently came on board, so real big shout out to them. If you need any button boxes or eye flags or steering wheels, I truly recommend them. And Abbey Racing Esports and White Knuckle Esports for always giving me opportunities that somehow make me better.
Well, heck yeah, Bradley. It's always a pleasure to have you up here in the booth, man. And we'll be seeing you after the Christmas break here. And congratulations on the 3rd place. And enjoy your Christmas, man. Enjoy the 2 weeks off from Full Throttle. And hopefully we'll be seeing you tuned up and ready to go here at Martinsville.
All right, thank you. Merry Christmas to y'all too.
Thank you, man.
You too, man.
All right, and that was Bradley Wilson. Chris, do you have any final words for our Full Throttle faithful here before we let them go?
Yeah, just a big shout out to everybody out there on the Facebook, on the YouTube page. You know, like I say every week, we could not do it without any of you guys. You know, you guys make it possible for all of us to do this and have fun. And you know, big shout out to 811 Dig. Big shout out to Cook's Lawn Care. Big shout out to Major Setup Garage, who have also came on board, do a really awesome job with helping us out, stuff like that. But just, you know, another big shout out to 811 Dig for being here this whole season. They have made this a really awesome league to be a part of. And, you know, big shout out to the Full Throttle guys, you know, and I don't mean just the race team. I mean, everybody in the Full Throttle League, all the family, all the friends that watch over on the Facebook, YouTube. We couldn't do it without you guys watching. So, you know, really big shout out to y'all on that point. And also got a quick points update now. The points for next week's race at Martinsville, I mean, not next week's, next year's, you can technically say, Martinsville race is going to be Robby Bice, Josh Carver, Brian Chew, Ed DeBoer, Matthew Fitz, Colin Forrester, Jimmy Green, Chad Hitchcock, Clayton Kincart, Stan Mayberry, Logan Rhodes, and Bradley Wilson. So those are going to be your 12 points members going into the round of 12 at Martinsville next race. So watch out for those. Robby Bice, Josh Carver, Brian Chew, Ed DeBoer, Matthew Fitz, Colin Forrester, Jimmy Green, Chad Hitchcock, Clayton Kincart, Stan Mayberry, Logan Rhodes, and Bradley Wilson. So again, from me and everybody, you know, that helps me do this, I really want to say appreciate that. But from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate everybody out there. And can't wait to come back after Martinsville with a new processor in my computer. Hopefully we make everything look a whole lot better and we can have a lot of fun. So Merry Christmas, everyone out there on Facebook, YouTube, and we will see you next race.